The film introduces Tom, a tough, rule-breaking detective who is often sent on undercover missions because of his aggressive style. He is assigned to catch two South Korean gangsters dealing illegal weapons and pretends to be an arms seller to trap them. When the deal goes wrong and Tom insults them, the gangsters attack him, unaware that he is letting it happen on purpose to later claim self-defense. The gangsters proceed to their hideout unaware of the tracker in their car, using which Tom storms behind them and brutally kills all of them. Afterward, he stages the scene to look like a large gunfight and calms himself with a drink. While searching the hideout, he finds two South Korean girls being held captive and sets them free. Captain Jack, Tom's strict superior, arrives at the scene as tensions rise among the officers. Tom's colleagues accuse him of being selfish and reckless, and the argument nearly turns physical before Jack steps in to restore order. Despite the chaos, Jack surprisingly praises Tom. Aware that the crime scene was altered, Jack also notices Tom reeks of alcohol and urgently sends him to the hospital before prosecutors arrive, warning that being caught drunk would ruin his career. While waiting for an ambulance, Tom is confronted by his former close friend Washington, who is disappointed in him for killing the gangsters instead of bringing them to trial. The next day, Tom goes to the hospital to avoid the media, where he is approached by Captain James from the Provost Unit, which investigates police misconduct. James gives Tom his card, suggests working together, and admits he is beginning to suspect Jack. After James leaves, Tom is treated by Grace, a nurse who is revealed to be his girlfriend, and the two share an intimate moment. Like the video if you are enjoying it. After returning to duty, Tom is questioned by the Provost team but successfully justifies his actions. At a party celebrating Jack's promotion, Tom warns the group that James is watching them, prompting Jack to blame Washington for reporting him as corrupt. Days later, Tom follows Washington intending to scare him, but abandons the plan when armed robbers enter a convenience store, choosing instead to help Washington despite their strained relationship. Washington initially thinks Tom has come to attack him, and the two get into a fight inside the convenience store. When masked robbers burst in and start shooting, both men take cover. In the chaos, Tom accidentally shoots Washington in the shoulder, and the robbers then brutally kill him before the police arrive. Realizing the store's cameras captured his fight with Washington, Tom panics, knowing the footage could make him the prime suspect. Jack orders him to destroy the CCTV evidence, which Tom does before investigators arrive. Tom is then transferred to a complaint handling department, where James later confronts him about inconsistencies in the case, revealing that forensic evidence includes a bullet from Tom's gun and demands the missing CCTV footage. To keep things from escalating, Tom tells Jack about James's suspicions, prompting Jack to angrily confront James. Jack accuses him of targeting the unit, but James fires back, admitting he distrusts Jack and knows he has been using his team, including Tom, to climb the ranks and secure a promotion to police commander. After Washington's autopsy, the unit attends his funeral, where Tom tries to speak with Washington's wife, Linda, but she refuses. Later, Tom meets Detective Paul, who reveals Jack pressured him to minimize Tom's involvement in the mini-market incident. Though Tom offers to help the investigation, Paul says they already have suspects who attacked at the mini-market, Fremont and Coates, and Tom's colleagues refuse to act on them. With no backing from his unit, Tom confronts Jack at his home, insisting that Washington was still his friend and that he intends to bring his killers to justice. Jack refuses, warning that taking action would risk James uncovering everything. The next day, Paul privately reveals that Washington was suspected of drug dealing and was linked to Fremont and Coates, though the plan collapsed and got him killed. Despite James threatening to expose Tom, Paul chooses to work with him. That night, they secretly continue the investigation, track Fremont and Coates, and chase down a fleeing gang member named Quicks, who finally reveals that a man named Grill is connected to them. Tom and Paul immediately go to Grill's place, where Tom violently intimidates him into revealing where Fremont and Coates are hiding, shocking Paul with his brutality. After getting the information, Tom temporarily locks Grill up, planning to release him later. The next day, Tom reassures Linda that he will bring Washington's killers to justice and questions her about the money, which she says came from selling her house, and claims Washington was framed to hide police corruption. Subscribe to the channel before watching ahead. Grill later calls Tom and mentions a gangster named Winston who knows where Fremont and Coates are hiding. Tom and Paul meet Winston, who leads them to a house, But instead of finding the suspects, they discover bloodstains and the buried bodies of Fremont and Coates. This convinces Tom that they were not Washington's killers and that a mastermind eliminated them to cover the truth. That evening, Paul informs Tom that Winston has identified 2 gangsters who may be the real culprits. Tom then visits Linda to apologize and shows her the convenience store CCTV footage, explaining what truly happened. He promises to bring Washington's killers to justice and shares that he lost his own wife, telling Linda he understands her pain. After that emotional exchange, Tom prepares to confront the gangsters Winston identifies. He arms himself and plans to go alone, but Paul insists on coming along. After some hesitation, Tom agrees. Just as he is about to leave, James stops him and makes it clear that he intends to arrest Tom that very night. Tom argues that he needs to take down Washington's killer first. In truth, James also knows that Tom's brutal methods are necessary to catch the criminals, so he reluctantly lets him proceed. Tom and Paul arrive at a meeting arranged by Scribble and are immediately surrounded by armed men. They openly present themselves as police, using their authority to draw the killers out, while Tom pretends to be a corrupt officer trying to join their operation. The act quickly collapses when the criminals recognize Tom from the night Washington was killed. Before Paul can react to what he realizes, Scribble is executed for betraying the group and a gunfight erupts. Cornered, Tom shoots out the lights and kills both men in the darkness with precise shots. There is no victory. Paul is mortally wounded and dies without revealing what he discovered, forcing Tom to leave his body behind and keep the incident hidden from the department. Wounded himself, Tom goes to Grace for medical help. While watching the news coverage of the shooting, Tom begins to realize that he has been framed from the very start. Fearing for Grace's safety, he urges her to stay away from him. Suddenly, without warning, Tom's fellow officers Santos and Dante burst into Grace's house, arrest Tom, and forcibly drag him into a car. During the drive, the full truth comes out. Captain Jack himself is the mastermind behind Washington's murder. It is revealed that Jack is deeply involved in a drug operation. However, his illegal business begins to fall apart once Tom starts investigating Washington's death. To protect himself, Jack carefully plans to frame Tom for everything. While being transported, Tom secretly manages to unlock his handcuffs using a piece of wire. He suddenly attacks Dante, who is driving, causing the vehicle to crash into another car. Tom loses consciousness during the chaos. When he comes around, he is taken to the same location where Fremont and Coates were buried. Once again, he is tied up and left in a life-threatening situation. Despite this, Tom fights back, striking Dante in the head with a shovel and shooting Santos dead with a single bullet. At the same time, Mike, one of Jack's men, tortures Linda under Jack's orders in an attempt to recover the CCTV footage Tom has taken. Just in time, Tom arrives at Linda's house, overpowers Mike, and locks him inside the trunk of a car. Tom confronts Jack at his home, hurt by the betrayal of someone he once considered family. The argument turns violent when Jack suggests covering up their crimes together, but Tom refuses. After a struggle, Tom handcuffs Jack and holds him at gunpoint. Jack then reveals he has hidden money, drugs, and evidence of corruption inside his house and offers Tom a fresh start in exchange for silence. Tom rejects the deal, choosing honesty over corruption, and kills Jack. He later contacts James to collect the evidence, and James, having allowed the corrupt officers to be eliminated, lets Tom walk free. Thank you for watching. Please share this with your friends.